Hi everyone. First of all, apologies for reading from a bit of paper. I don't normally do that, but Darren told me 10 minutes. And without this, it'll be an hour and a half. So forgive me for that. So my tweet, I've never tweeted before. So my tweet was, it's not the sport I do, it's the journey I take. I'm not a natural athlete. I came to sport about 5 years ago. Not about 5 years, 5 years ago when I turned 40. It wasn't a midlife crisis as such. It started out for me as a charity journey. Darren and I set the Starr Trust up, and I found that fairly ordinary, what I would consider ordinary people doing fairly extraordinary things for us, jumping out of aeroplanes, running marathons, and fairly amazing sporting events for us. So I thought, I'll give it a go. I booked in for the London Marathon 2 or 3 years earlier on, and I found that every time I got to about 10 miles, I couldn't go much further. I have a few challenges medically, nothing major, but I have rheumatism, I have Crohn's disease, I have osteoporosis in my spine. I've got a few challenging things, nothing that seemed to slow me down too much, but marathon running, I think, wasn't really for me. What I didn't expect at the time was not being able to run a marathon would kind of lead to a bit of a love affair between me and, it was my wife, between me and the beach, me and Brighton Beach. I took up swimming, I took up sea swimming. I thought, if I can't run a marathon, I'll learn to swim and I'll take on the English Channel. It didn't really occur to me at the time that as a non-swimmer, it would be a major struggle, and also that my Crohn's disease would particularly be a problem for me. I also never considered that sea swimming and pool swimming are two completely different sports. And you can trust me, pool swimming and sea swimming are completely different sports. So it was April 2010, I first got into the sea in Brighton. It was 6 degrees, me in my trunks, not a pretty sight, I can assure you. Shockingly cold, scared the absolute watsits out of me. The waves were probably that big and they felt like they were towering over me. The tides were strong. The sea monsters, which do actually exist, they're not just in your head, they're deep under the sea and they do exist. They were coming to get me. It was a tough old time, but I stuck at it, and day after day I went back, and day after day I went back, in the wind, the snow, the rain. Wasn't going to not do this, and in 2012 I completed my channel challenge, which was wet and cold, but it got that done. I was doing 6, 7, 8 hour pool swims every week, and amazing amounts of exercise. My body took an absolute battering of the highest order. My Crohn's disease made my weight come to well under 9 stone at one point. My arthritis in my arms meant I had constant physio going on. But what was interesting for me, what happened, which was the most interesting thing, was that as all that was going on, my mind was getting a lot stronger. I didn't realise at the time, but I was starting to understand what I could push my body through and what I could cope with. And my illnesses, of course, complained, as you would expect. But for the first time, I actually had a reason for the pain, rather than just pain for the sake of it. I just found myself on a journey all of a sudden, a journey which strengthened my body and absolutely toughened my mind, without a doubt. It saw me flush away all my medication for the first time in my life. I'd been on pills since I was a child, taking every colour you can imagine and every type. And for the first time, I found that the sea particularly was healing me. I would say this, I was trying to explain my love affair with the sea. The sea is my pharmacy now. It kind of keeps me physically fit, it keeps me mentally fit. I get up every morning and I swim in the sea every single day still, well beyond the challenge I took on. And it just, as I say, it keeps me fit and keeps me strong. To the point that last year I also managed to complete the Brighton Marathon, having thought I could never run a marathon. I did the Brighton Marathon in just over 4 hours. My rheumatism complained the whole way along, and that was fine because my mind was strong enough. Having trained myself for so long, my mind was strong enough to keep going, and it really just wasn't a problem. I took up cycling. I cycled last year up what's known as the Giant of Provence, which is Le Mont Ventoux, which is considered the hardest mountain climb in the Tour de France. Almost killed me. But again, you know, it was such a great challenge, and everything complained along the way. But that, you know, that was all right. That's what it's all about for me. It's about carrying on and just getting through that pain barrier. Next year, I'm part of a relay team. This might be a midlife crisis, this one, called the Arch to Arc, which is a 300-mile triathlon. I did 4 triathlons this year, actually, for the first time. And next year, the Arch to Arc, it's... we start at London in Marble Arch, and we run as a team 87 miles to Dover. We then swim the Channel, my old friend, and then at the other end we get on our bikes and we cycle 200 miles to Paris. Take about 50 hours. You know, again, I have all these reasons not to do these things, but actually I found that for me the journey of learning about my illnesses and getting my mind strong makes my illnesses the reason I do the sport, not the reasons I don't do the sport now. It's changed completely the other way around, and it's what keeps me fit, keeps me strong, keeps me mentally going, and it's why I get up in the morning. So my tweet, which Darren asked me to do, is, you know, what do I believe is an athlete? For me, it is the journey I go on, and it's not about the sport. No chance will I ever come first in anything. I mean, that's a guarantee. I'd like not to come last sometime, that would be nice, but it is about starting and finishing and enjoying that. So I think we all come at it from different reasons. Some come at it as amateurs wanting to do sport, some come as professionals because it's their job and they want to get better. Some come first, some just come to complete it. For me, it's about the journey, and it's about who I meet along the way and what I do along the way. And that is what I consider being an athlete. Thank you. Okay. Okay.